Bruce here, and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Wednesday in the NBA. It's the Miami Heat facing off against the Milwaukee Bucks. And that's it for us in the studio. To call all the action, let's go out to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. I'll see you again at halftime.
Always a special moment in the pregame ceremonies. The playing of the national anthem as the teams gear up for the tip. And welcome everyone to another presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. A quick check now at the starting five for both teams. First for the Heat, Chalmers and D. Wade are the guards. And playing at the five, the always versatile 6'11" star big man, able to score inside and out, Chris Bosh. Then it's LeBron James, and it's Haslam in at the four. And for Milwaukee, Brandon Knight is out there with Mayo. And inside, a kinetic shot blocker rebounder out of Virginia Commonwealth, Larry Sanders. Then there's Carlos Delfino, and it's Ilyasova in at the power forward.
Well, you know, the Bucks thought they had a plan to make a big push forward by pairing some talent together in the backcourt, but what seems to have happened is they are now mired in mediocrity, which is exactly where you don't want to be.
And back to Minnesota, they were the 8th seed in the East last year, but still finished 6 games under 500. Still a lot of work for them to get above 500 and be in a position where, Steve, they are, competing for home court in the playoffs.
Yeah, a lot of changes for the Bucks in the offseason, but a team that was able to sneak in last year, they're hopeful to make it once again this season, but it feels like they're kind of stuck in the middle right now.
Here's Delfino, just 4 to shoot. A nice shot by Knight.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Milwaukee on D. It's a 3-point game. Bosh, that's the pick for Chalmers. Haslam. Back to Chalmers. Good ball movement here by the Heat. And it's Wade penetrating.
You know, if you just look at the numbers without knowing who Dwayne Wade was, you'd think he was probably 6'7" or 6'8", but the way he blocks shots and rebounds, even at 6'4", he just plays much bigger than he really is. And Kevin, he's really solidified his role as the closer on this team. You know, Miami struggled to figure out whether they'd go to LeBron or Bosh or Wade at first. I think Wade has become the guy.
Well, I tell you what, it's nice to have two guys that are capable of closing, Steve. And I agree with you, though. His aggressiveness and confidence probably give him a slight edge in closing over LeBron. You can play great defense on him, but he still typically finds a way to get the shot he wants.
Good on the second free throw. And so it's Milwaukee with it. Knight gets a screen from Ilyasova. The shot by Knight, no good. And you go back, Clark, to that big man game for Wade, averaging about a block shot a game for his career.
Well, you think about it. He's 6'5", but he actually has a 6'11" wingspan, and you're not going to find a stronger guy at the shooting guard position. He's over 220 pounds, and there's nothing extra there, so he brings a lot to the table.
On defense, Miami. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. And what'd you find out, Doris?
Kevin, he told me he stressed to his players that what he wanted more than anything tonight was the extra pass. He said, we have a lot of guys on this roster that can be factors on offense. As long as we're keeping everyone involved, we can overwhelm teams with our scoring. Let's see if they can keep the rock moving and share the ball, guys.
Okay, Doris, thanks. And it seems that the offensive game plan will be the key for them tonight, guys.
Well, I'm sure they feel if they can execute their offense effectively, they'll be the ones controlling this game from start to finish.
And they have a good reason to feel that way, Steve. Offensively, they are a well-oiled machine when it's working. You know, part of being a championship team is having the talent first and foremost, but then managing the minutes of that talent. The Heat, I thought, did a nice job monitoring the minutes of the big three throughout the season and playoffs last year.
So he gets them both. Well, as you said, Clark, the big three in their prime, but really, you want them to just get their work in during the season, not exhaust themselves before they make it to the playoffs.
I thought, Kevin, along those lines, I thought by the end of last season, Miami was exhausted. And once you try to win a third title in a row, the emotional fatigue and exhaustion really becomes a factor. So this is going to be interesting to watch all year.
And that one's good.
You know, there aren't many guys like him, players who can accelerate to the rim and finish with a flourish more often than not.
Now Delfino. Pass tonight. It's stolen by Haslam. And now the fast break, LeBron with the ball. And it's blocked by Mayo. And they'll keep possession. And it's Milwaukee's ball. There's the feed tonight. And it's blocked by Haslam. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Chalmers dishes to Haslam. Back to Chalmers. Kicks it to Haslam. Clock at 6. Working on Sanders. Fades and shoots. And that one's good. Wade's got 5 points so far.
Not what they drew up, but they'll take the 2 points.
You know, in Larry Drew's case, it was a bit of an unusual situation once the season concluded. He was in the final year of his deal. The Hawks said we'll interview other candidates and left him free to interview for other head coaching positions, and he landed in Milwaukee.
Now here's Ilyasova. Dishes to Delfino. Here's Mayo. An absolute bomb from three-point range. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Well, Stephen, back to Coach Drew, of course. He ended up signing with the Bucks.
Well, that was an interesting move for him to go from Atlanta to Milwaukee. You know, the Hawks were one of the better defensive teams in the league last year. I think that's what the Bucks saw in Drew. And that's the idea for him to really help this team get the most out of its players, particularly defensively.
Milwaukee in the lead. Knight kicks to Delfino. Back to Knight. Sanders with a screen on Chalmers. Feeds it to Mayo. 6 to shoot. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession.
O.J. Mayo is out of USC. He's in his 6th season in the NBA, fellas, and he was considered the top player in his high school class. Very, very highly regarded. He's yet to be a star at the professional level, but I think he's looking to solidify himself as a quality starter.
The Heat making a switch here. Chris Anderson has checked in for Bosch. Battier comes in for Udonis Haslem. Ray Allen, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Norris Cole in for Mario Chalmers. Now here's LeBron. Allen, defended by Neal. Allen kicks to LeBron. To the inside. Anderson, good, and the assist goes to LeBron. Anderson's got his first bucket in this one. And for O.J. Mayo, 6'4" player. Some people saw him as a guy who could play point guard, shooting guard. He's just a player, though. I think he can do a lot of things on the floor.
Well, he's a decent ball handler, but he's a shooting guard. I mean, he can be a little bit of a combo guy, but for the most part, he's out there to score, and most of those points coming off jump shots.
And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession.
17 seconds.
Here's Cole. He's guarded by Ridnow. Allen kicks to LeBron. Over Pachulia. And LeBron with the basket, the assist by Allen. LeBron's got his second bucket.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
And here is Ridnour. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Neal sinks the three-pointer.
Boy, he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the defense.
The Heat have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Allen passes to Cole. Back to Allen. Fires the three. And that is good. Allen's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Oh, the rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
I thought it might be a little imprudent to try to get those points right back, but it worked.
There's the pass to Delfino. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. 6 on the shot clock, and Neal kicks it to Ridnour. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. The Bucks shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Well, and they were 74% free throw shooting as a team last year, so those numbers could come up.
And that just has to improve, guys. I mean, the free throw shooting is something that has to get better. You're immediately putting yourself at a disadvantage when you shoot that poorly from the line.
Both free throws good from Ridnour.
That's a familiar sight. He hardly ever wastes his chances at the line. Cashes in regularly.
Here's Allen, and that's not going to go. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. It's the Heat leading by just 1. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the 2nd quarter.